2, 3. Welcome back to Don Odell's Legends interview sessions. This is your Devil DJ, and tonight we are thrilled to have a legendary guitarist, vocalist, the man, let's see, how do you say it, works his ass off for his lyrics, because the blues are hard, as we all know. Mr. Bobby Messina, thank you very much, sir.
How are you guys?
Very honored to have you here.
Hi.
Very honored to have you here. So, some people know a lot of your history, and others don't. So, what we do, we just talk a little bit about your history, and then the future, and then we just kind of see where it goes from there. So,
Absolutely.
well, the big thing that really stood out is in 1983. You got to work with Steve Winwood,
Yes.
and of course he blew up, and as time went on,
86,
yeah, he got huge. What did you do with Steve Winwood?
Well, I was his guitar player and his music director, and I actually was lucky enough to be able to do a lot of the double lead vocals with him.
Ah,
And and he's one of my idols. I mean, from Traffic.
Sure.
I mean, what am I talking about? From Spencer Davis.
yeah.
I mean, I even cut. Somebody helped me on one of my records. So yeah, it was really cool. To be able to be on the stage with him.
How did you? Now you were relatively young at that point. How did you get such an important opportunity and gig like that?
Ralph Shuckett, who played keyboards for Todd Rundgren,
Oh, sure.
and Nile Rodgers
Yeah.
told Steve that I was the guy he should get, and they had lists of guitar players, and I had been working doing sessions and stuff in New York City, and I had been on the road, and Nile said check out Bobby, and Ralph was a big fan and helper, and so I was on these lists, and it almost didn't happen because my mother got the phone call and forgot to put an area code.
Oh.
So it's like, but eventually I got to. The problem with doing an interview with me is it's hours. I mean, I do podcasts for people, and it's like we've got to do 3 segments of this one. So there's a long story that goes around that of me going and playing with him, but it was just. Just to hear that guy's voice in person in a room with yourself, I mean, we were at a rehearsal, and all these people in the band were like famous, really made, bass player from Jeff Beck, and we all one by one just stopped playing and looked at him, and he went, right, do I suck? And we went, dude, we can't believe that voice is like in this room with us.
You're blowing us away.
Yeah, it was like it's Ray Charles,
Yeah.
So yeah,
What a great experience.
It was fantastic.
What a great experience.
Absolutely fantastic.
Great experience. I know you're very close with the blues, and you did some other things as well. But you told a great story today during your show here at Don Odell's. If you wouldn't mind repeating it for those that haven't heard it yet. The Janis Joplin concert, and then she opened for somebody that was kind of important.
Yes, of course. Yes,
and you were only 14,
Yes.
I believe you said?
Yes, I was.
Would you tell the audience that story, because it's killer?
It was Janis Joplin and Jimi Hendrix.
Jimi Hendrix at
same
14
night.
years old.
Yes. And it was at the Singer Bowl in Flushing Meadows, Queens. And there's actually video of it on YouTube
Oh,
of Jimmy. And that show, I was young and impressionable, and it was Jimmy, and I swore to God, when I saw him, he walked on stage and he started with "Are you experienced?"
yeah.
And I swore there was a guitar on the floor, and he was making that noise with his feet, the backwards thing that's on the record, which he could simulate. And it was just I went 50 years. And finally saw a video, and there was a white Strat on the floor, and he was going with his feet, going da 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 da, and I was like, oh my God,
I was right.
It
only took 50 years, but I was right.
Well, the only reason I saw this is because this roadie who I met later on in life, and I cannot remember his name, went and picked it up after the first song and brought it back, and I went, yes, I was right.
Yep.
So,
I just find it so cool. I mean, at 14, I was probably listening to some toilet pop crap, and here you were going,
Well, I mean, it was just
Jimi Hendrix.
But I was listening to the Beatles.
Yeah.
And because I like songs.
Yeah.
And I was listening to the Young Rascals, and I was listening to the Four Seasons, and all the Philly soul stuff. So, I liked songs, but then these guys with these guitars came out, and I was like,
That's my future.
Macaulay Culkin moment,
Yeah, sure,
So-
sure. Did you? Well, actually, that's a really interesting place to go. So, I mean, you had opportunity. I mean, life is life. It's got a million ways it can go. Why did you pick the guitar? Or did it pick you?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
basically it. My brother had a guitar, and I wanted to play it, but I didn't know how to, and I started picking it up. And in the beginning, I was actually playing it with my thumb, like doing this stuff, and it was really strange. And I was playing harmonica because I wanted to be John Lennon too. And I had a harmonica in a clothes hanger, and I would do "Love Me Do" and stuff, But then what happened is I got a bit of a better electric guitar. It wasn't my favorite that I got in '68 or '69, and I actually had to I have small hands, and I would duct tape my hands with a book on top of it to the guitar neck, so I could press the strings because my hands were tiny. And the thing is that playing piano is elegant. It's a beautiful thing to play. Your hands are doing this, and playing guitar, you're taking the tips of your fingers and you're smashing them into metal, and then you're sliding your fingers across the metal and getting metal pieces in your fingers, and it's like not elegant.
Yeah.
It's like you got to put your thumb here and you hurt your hand. It's horrible. But now I do it like effortlessly because I don't. I know how to not press so hard, and But yeah, I wanted to play guitar, and then I wanted to be Hendrix, and then I wanted to be Leslie West, and I wanted to be Jeff Beck, and I wanted to be Clapton. So, it sort of just happened,
Yeah, that's
You know,
great.
And I still say it now, and it's sort of difficult with kids these days. But if something hits you like that and you can do it, I mean, you have to do it.
Yeah.
And the thing is these days it's not. I don't want to be negative, but it's next to impossible that you can have a 48-year career as a professional musician on the road and
Yeah.
doing records. It just doesn't exist anymore.
To make money, it's so. I mean, there's so few Kingfish Ingrams that just all of a sudden hit.
It's impossible.
There's 100, well, probably thousands that didn't make it.
Oh no,
You know?
it's impossible.
Yeah.
And people don't learn like they should. And I see a lot of really good guitar players, but it's just like I'm not impressed because they just play guitar.
Yeah.
And I've seen like thousands and thousands of these people that play guitar. I shred, man. I play better than you. And then they're working in Walmart because you have to have, you have to be thick-skinned. You have to believe in the note. And I said that in a million interviews. I wanted to play that note, the note that people would cry over. Write the song that someone would go, "You saved my life" over. Now it's just becoming a star, or trying to become a TikTok next. And I'm a geek. I've been on social media. I've been on. Al Gore and I invented the internet. I had computers and I was on bulletin board services in 1986.
Yeah.
So but if you do it and you feel you can do it, you have to find some way to get it out there and move people because you can save people.
I think it's so great what you're saying that there are very few. I have 3 daughters, and I tell them if it hits you, I tell them I don't care what you do. I don't care. Just do what you love and do what you want to do. Hopefully you can make money at it. It's hard to do that these days. You've written some lyrics that I know you've had some tough shit you've had to go through, but also I'm jealous in a way because you've been able to be what you wanted to be. It's a wonderful thing to be able to have done that.
Yeah, I'm proud of myself for lasting this long.
Sure.
And and every day I go, what am I doing this for? And then I go, wow, listen to what that solo did. And I'm like, oh, all right. You know, because it's a heartbreaking thing to do, and it's actually supposed to be the most joyous thing in the world, to be able to play notes that will move people and stuff, you know. But it's, you know, but it's always because the money surrounds it, and you have to make money. And,
Oh, you gotta live.
You have to.
Yeah.
You know, there's no doubt about it. You know, it's like if you're going to do this for a profession, you got to make money, and that's one of the things that bugs me out because my profession is disappearing.
Yes.
You know, we were talking about at Joey's last night. You know, the thing is that, you know, there's I think 72% less professional musicians than 10 years ago. How do you go? I have people that offer me the same money I made in grammar school.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, I make like $200, $500 an hour. How can you like ask me to do something for 50 cents when I have car payments and things? So,
Right.
you know, but you know, we were in a time when it was possible to do it.
Yeah, understood.
You know,
It's, I have a lot of friends like you in this business, and the business side of it sucks. So,
but on the other side of that, you have to know the business of it.
Oh, yeah,
Because I'm on top of everything. I know every revenue stream. I'm
Yeah.
everywhere. I do my own contracts. You know, you have to know all of that stuff.
that makes.
And that gives you
tremendous
one
sense.
leg up over everybody else. And then
Sure.
if you can make good music, okay, then maybe you can figure out, you know, how to get songs and soundtracks and stuff, which is also
Which is what you've been doing, yeah.
I've done that for years.
Yeah,
you know.
exactly.
So,
Which has
but,
been fabulous.
you know, it's still doing something that your heart and soul know is part of them. You know, because people always go, you know, oh, you're doing what you love, and I'm like, it's not doing what you love anymore. It's like doing what is just part of you. It gets to a point where it's not even what you love, because a lot of this I hate,
Yeah,
but it's part of what you do.
yeah,
And it is you.
Yeah.
You've turned it into you. So,
yeah.
you know.
It's a good point.
But I also don't say don't not do it. You know.
Yeah,
So
understood.
So,
That makes tremendous sense. Well, what's next for? I know you got some tours coming up.
well,
What's next?
You know, touring is like almost an impossibility too. But you know, I'm getting the dates up. I was doing about 150 dates a year, slowing it down a little bit, and then COVID cut everything down.
Yeah.
And then I did 3 shows in 20 and maybe 10 shows in 21. And I've been picking them up a little bit. And I'm hoping to hit maybe 75 or 100 this year.
Good.
I'm already at about 50 or 60. But, you know, it's starting over. And it's difficult. And, you know, I mean, you take losses and you have to just go, okay, well, I got to get out there and do it. And I love playing
And
live.
rebuild, and it won't take long, hopefully.
Well, some festivals are coming in. There's a lot of shows coming in, but you know,
Good.
but you're still dealing with corporate entities and competing with Clapton and competing with a 5-year-old that just learned how to play. So you know, but and you were saying about blues. I never went to that.
Yeah,
I grew up listening to the Four Seasons,
yeah,
listening to the Four Tops, the Philly soul stuff, and the Beatles, and then I heard Freddie King. You know, I heard
Yeah.
the Stumble and Hideaway and,
Yeah.
Have You Ever Loved a Woman? And I was like, what is this? You know, and then I found Clapton
yeah.
in the Blues Breakers, and I was a huge Jeff Beck fan. You know, loved Jeff Beck. So I started listening to all that stuff, and, you know, they were doing blues cover tunes. You know, so when I first went back from doing all the rock stuff and tours and being the session guy, I was just a guy doing blues cover tunes, you know, like Stevie was. He wasn't writing,
Yeah.
you know, and then now 30, 40 years later, I'm now an artist. And I talk about, I always wanted to be a blues artist. Well, now I've lived life.
You are.
I've lived an entire life and lost parents and friends and gone through troubles and traumas, and I now can write the genre from, you know, where it's coming from. You know Charles Brown?
Charles Brown.
Merry
I do
Christmas,
not.
Baby?
Yes.
That soulful voice. He was a
Yes.
friend of mine. This guy wrote amazing songs. And he was a jazz guy doing blues stuff. And we did a show one night. I opened for him on Thursday. And he said, I want to tell you something. He said, you understand He said, because I understood. He said, I understood everything that you were saying in those songs. You are a blues man. And I went, coming from you, that's one of the best things I
Huge
could ever
compliment.
hear. You know, so thank you. So,
I purposely read some of the lyrics to your songs, and I purposely did not listen to some of them, and that's not a shot at you. That
No,
is
sir.
you've been through some crap, and
yeah.
it was, we all have, we all are going through stuff, so awesome to meet you finally.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming back to Don Odell's for the fourth time, I think?
Third or fourth.
Third or fourth? We'll have you back.
This is
We'll
great.
have you back. Great, I'm glad you got Joey too.
Oh, I know. It's
He-
so cool.
That was so cool. That adds a whole nother set of flair to your shows
No,
now.
it's so cool. I'm so
Yeah.
happy to have him.
It's
So
great.
cool.
Well, we loved watching you guys this
Yes.
afternoon. It was great. Thank you very much.
Oh, thanks a lot.
All right, you take care.
I'll see you guys soon.
Yeah.
Bye.
See you next time from Don Odell's Interview Sessions. See you later.
See you guys.